No other Philippine homegrown performing company has captured the attention of Philippine and world theater than the Integrated Performing Arts Guild, or EPAG. In over 4 decades, EPAG has captivated the imagination not only of the communities it has engaged with. It has performed its productions to over 100 cities worldwide, gathering acclaim in major world festivals and events in Europe, Asia, America, and the Pacific. EPAG is today's the most traveled Philippine repertory company. Its over 50 full-feature productions that have enthralled hundreds of thousands have taken their own signature from the dance music and literary expressions of the southern Philippines. North Central Mindanao is the EPAG home. In Iligan City, once the industrial center of the South, the Mindanao State University Iligan Institute of Technology, MSU-IIT, provided the environment where a homegrown culture and arts organization would soon rise to its prominence. The exquisite overlaps of the cultures of the indigenous, the Muslim, and the Christian settlers set a culturally endowed background for EPAG Productions, the signature form that has since flourished. The exciting experiences of the 1970s, of incidents of clan wars, ambuscades, kidnappings, and violence, contributed to the subjects that have enriched the EPAG narratives. In October 1972, when Maranao rebels attacked the main campus of the Mindanao State University in Marawi City, massive evacuation brought families down to neighboring Iligan. Among the resettlers was freshman Stephen Patrick Fernandez, popularly nicknamed Tibo, newly settled in Marawi from Quezon City following boisterous high school years at the University of the Philippines. With family, whose father Segundo established the pioneering College of Forestry in MSU, Tibo transferred and re-enrolled at the MSU branch in Iligan. His interests in music continued further, honed by the Maze Band he helped establish with the concerts he directed.
EPAG is quite where it is now because of the leadership of Tibo. He is not content on accepting what is, but on trying to innovate, on what we have for the development of Mindanao culture and arts. So I would see a passion in him, but I have also noticed something which we should be emulated from him, and that is the word humility. Despite of what he has reached, he is able to maintain, to be down to earth, to be as humble as possible.
The MSU Iligan Institute of Technology, established in 1969 from an insignificant technical school, was an extension campus that offered non-degree technology courses. But conditions would soon alter the configurations of the IIT position. In less than a decade, the Iligan branch would grow to be the flagship campus of the MSU system. Today, the MSU IIT campus ranks among the country's best, overtaking in ranking its mother campus. Such transformations complemented the evolution of the culture arts interests that the MSU IIT harbored. In the lead was visionary Manaros Buransing, whose transfer to MSU IIT as head in 1974 triggered the institute's turning point. A massive recruitment of competent faculty and technical resources followed the establishment of new colleges, among these the School of Performing Arts. With a transformed mandate, the MSU IIT nurtured its arts resources and with it the EPAG. Ligaya Fernando Amilbangsa, whose short stint of 2 years was more than enough to prop up a fledgling group of young groping artists, nourished the seedbed where was rooted today's prolific creativity. Ligaya was a pangalay guro, and from her were sourced the form and pedagogy that has become the iconic EPAG medium. In August 1978, EPAG was established, Ligaya its founding chairperson and Fernandez its founding artistic director. On its third year, EPAG debuted an experimental sarimanok inspired by the Richard Bach classic Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Sarimanok explored the merging of local expressions with a theme of liberty and empowerment. Sarimanok impressed poet Christine Godinez Ortega, who then booked it for the Luz Auditorium in Silliman University, that time the most well-equipped theater in these parts. Sarimanok, EPAG's first roadshow, stared a sterling debut. It marked a major milestone in what would become a game-changing move for a local group that has stepped into the competitive circle of Philippine performing companies.
When Sarimanok was brought to Silliman, this was EPAG's first exposure outside the campus. It was very successful. I think after the reviews came out, EPAG was introduced to the national audience and became a household name in Iligan.
The following years ushered in EPAG's auspicious second act of sorts. Innovative productions were composed one after another, the Guild's distinction growing, a production method established, a signature made distinct, sourced from the surrounding cultures. All the while, the world noticing.
How many organizations last for over 4 decades? Not too many, I guess. But fortunately, the Integrated Performing Arts Guild has survived the tests of time with flying colors, but coupled with lots and lots of hard work, patience, creativity, passion, and perseverance. I'm very honored to have worked with you, EPAG, for many, many years since the early 1990s. And I share with you all your victories and even your failures because that's where we all learn from and become better.
In a blitz, EPAG pulled road shows and large audiences, and its innovations, a model to what contemporary Philippine theater has evolved into.
The very first time I worked with them was when I was still the cultural officer and attaché of the Embajada de Filipinas in Madrid, Spain in 2002. EPAG, led by its artistic director Steven Fernandez, with its then choreographer Nolly Ceballos, had left a remarkable impression that I was totally speechless myself after watching them, how they had transformed every performance into a very artistic, world-class interpretation of the Southern Philippine dances. EPAG had enthralled every audience that I did not hesitate to invite them again to my next diplomatic assignment, and that's the USA. Under the Migrant Heritage Commission, we had also arranged for them to perform at the world-famous Kennedy Center in the US Capitol, leaving the American mainstream, including the US-based Filipinos, totally captivated. Everyone was raving at the vibrancy of every EPAG dance, with all of them saying that never before had they seen something as spectacular as that, where their heart would beat with excitement at every dance execution. In 2018, we brought them back to the USA.
Our engagements have become our victories. But not only for us, but for the nation and the communities that we have served. Yet victory comes with a price. Along this journey of over 4 decades have been the challenges, shortcomings, painful transitions, deaths, births, and rebirths. Those who have stood with us are still with us today. There are too many to mention. Too many. And this includes our families, audiences, communities, artists, teachers, benefactors, cultural resources, and the MSU-IIT. MSU-IIT that has been our home. Even those who have gone ahead will forever be with us. From the moment our mother, Ligaya Fernando Milbangsa, and I sat together in that old 30-classroom building that has now become the CAS, to conceive what was to become our Constitution, we have now gathered hundreds of thousands of advocates and a larger number of audiences in the over 100 cities worldwide we have engaged with. Around the world, too, are some of the original 12 who prop up EPAG in its nascent years. Without benefit of resources, without funds, without a theater. Incidentally, we still don't have one. There will be no performance, no theater, without the audiences, communities, and the artists and cultural workers around us for whom we have built our work on. No inspiration without our families, my own Sophia and Lani. There will be no EPAG, no Gador, no theater movement, no school, and perhaps a culture torn by neglect without all these parts coming together. Beyond the accolades, the dramaturgy we have established, the thousands who have inculcated the practice we preach, our international networks, and the signature theater is the culture that we believe has been strengthened by the energies we have expended.
EPAG has been a long-time collaborator and partner of the Cultural Center of the Philippines, and its contributions have been significant in many ways. One of them, of course, is the production and the setting of standards in terms of excellent content creation. It has been in the forefront of developing audiences for the expressive arts. It has also played a very important part in terms of nurturing the next generation of artists and cultural workers who will hopefully continue this very rich tradition of researching, of developing, of creating content that reflects the many varied layers of culture in Mindanao and the whole country. I think all of these characteristics have earned them the Gawad CCP award, which was given to them last year. And of course, this was made possible by the untiring leadership of Steven Patrick Fernandez, whom I am proud to say was been a long-time colleague in the theater as well as in creative writing. And I also would like to recognize the many generations of artists, cultural workers, production staff who have experienced and contributed to the work of EPAG. Many of them are professionals now in their own right. And currently, of course, this next generation, we hope, would continue the effort and initiative and make it grow into the future. So the next generation of artists and audiences will continue to appreciate the work. It is in this context, I think, that EPAG could celebrate the ripples of influence, the ripples that might have shaped and changed the landscape of art and culture in the Philippines. And of course, recognizing their own touring initiatives outside of the country, EPAG has also created ripples in the international scene.
The advocacies continue. Theater is not only about performance. A theater is only as good as the communities that sustain it. For EPAG, its deepest legacies are the narrations of the community's stories that have strengthened our integrity as a nation. To perform our narratives is to cement an identity to the Filipino and to the world that ensures our survival.
I love the performers who not only perform the dance and drama brilliantly, and of course the associated visual arts are always there, and music is always a huge part of all that. I was impressed originally with the Igornian epic. That's from Bato Lakungan in Mindanao, one of the longest epics of the Philippines. And Stephen and I first met on a conference about how to preserve our traditional forms. And he's taken it seriously. Not only the traditional forms are preserved, but are also used and innovated upon, and have become very interesting to the rest of the world. I have seen several performances, and of course the last one, the Ramayana, has had a huge impact around the world. And it even went to India, where the Indians, it's like taking coals to Newcastle. They took the Ramayana to India, and the Indians loved it. So that's fantastic. But I'm impressed by the performance, because not only do they perform brilliantly, and they're academically really sound, but they actually teach. And I've watched them teach classes, dance classes, with people from all over Asia, from all around the world, really. And I've always been impressed. This major part of the Philippine performing arts, this company is well renowned, has toured, I believe, to about 100 cities in the world, and it is 43 years old. And so I thank them, and I congratulate you all. I think the Philippines is very, very lucky to have this company. I congratulate Stephen, its director, but also I would like to congratulate the Mindanao State University. Through the Iligan Institute of Technology, it funds this company, which is unique. But I do congratulate the university, because they were courageous in backing this company. And so interesting that they from Mindanao, from South Philippines, is now reaching out to the world, and that is thank you to the university, to the Iligan.
Mula sa produksyon ng Integrated Performing Arts Guild na isang alamat ay taos puso. Bawat.
Fernandez won in the Palanca first prize. The UP Likhaan bestowed the CCP Pilak, SM Global Pinoy, Fukien Times Defender of Our Heritage, the CCP Gador, and the highest Lifetime Achievement Award, the Pambansang Gawad Francisco Balagtas in both English and Filipino from UMPIL, the Writers' Union of the Philippines. Amil Bangsa has been recognized with the Asian Nobel, the Ramon Magsaysay Award. To date, for its outstanding contributions to Philippine performance, arts, and letters, EPAG has been awarded the Lifetime Achievement Pambansang Gawad Pedro Bucaneg from UMPIL, the Gador from the CCP, and CCP's own highest distinction, the Gawad.
And in these times, we've reached victorious. Our track record shows so. From the millions of worldwide audiences in over 100 foreign cities, and those of our own here traipsing across the archipelago, we can safely declare that the EPAG, Integrated Performing Arts Guild, is the country's most traveled repertory company, a dominant player in the arena of performing companies.